I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co.
Hi, I'm Rena.
And this is what we backed in...
September.
I had to pause.
September.
This is what we backed in September. The games we backed in September, there are 20 games to go over, a whole bunch of these, and of these games I backed 7. Which is more...
You kept telling me that September was a bad month.
September is a bad month, but many of
only 7.
Many of the September games carry over into October.
It's only 7.
This is all based on the end date. Speaking of which, these are all the games that ended in September, meaning there are a bunch of games in October that I will have backed that we'll talk about next month, but these are the games that I backed in September that have an end date in September, and more specifically, these are the games that I considered backing in one way or another. The 20 games over here are not all 20 crowdfunding games. They are the 20 crowdfunding games that caught my eye the most, that I most was interested in some way, shape, or form, and these are the, I guess, going through these one at a time, of the ones that I backed. What you doing? What you doing?
I'm
just looking over ready?
I'm looking at it.
Yeah. We're going to go into this as usual, timestamps down below, or you can jump to the end where I'll cover as well if I could only back 3 of these, and if I could only back 1 of these, which I would back, which is something we haven't really done properly for the past, 4 months, because I've had shelf-control for the past 4 months and only backed, 3 or 4 a month, and some people are saying they're saying only 3 or 4 a month. There are days where I back more, there are days where I back less, and in September we're back up a little bit. With that, and we have a slightly different visual presentation today as far as how this is going to be. Usually I cut back and forth. This one's probably going to be a bit of a side camera angle, testing things out. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, starting off the bat with our first one, which is Barbaric. What you looking at?
Game next to me to see if it was Barbaric.
The game next to you is not Barbaric. If I backed it, it would not yet be here. Barbaric is an area control game, or really more of a skirmish game, as far as tons of miniatures, tons of cards, tons of characters. As you fight back and forth, you're going to choose a rider and a vehicle, effectively. You're going to have all these miniatures fighting back and forth in an area control genre as you try to attack each other.
Back it.
Why not?
Because it doesn't look like something that you
Have you gotten up to the cool miniatures yet?
And
Look
there
at
are
these
lots of games with cool miniatures.
Look at this. We got sharks, and we have bunnies, and we have rabbits, and more sharks, and bunnies, and rabbits, and Genbu, and Theodore. No, I did not back Barbaric. Barbaric was cool. Very cool looking. But the problem is the word is looking there. Barbaric is expensive as well. If you wanted the all-in for this, it was $500 plus for the all-in. Even just the double, double core sets or whatnot were several $100s for it. And overall, that just made it so, and I'm realizing I'm looking at these in the wrong currency, so ignore those. But I believe it was around $250 or something like that at the time. But either way, Barbaric is one that certainly compelled me, certainly appealed to me. The miniatures looked amazing. The gameplay looked like it might be fun, but it was several $100s, something that looked like it might be fun.
Did you really try to convince me with bunny miniatures?
Bunnies? Did you not? We have to go back to the miniatures? Here we go. Look at this guy. Look at this combo John over here. Look at this. Look at these characters. Look at these, all these things. You have the other core box. You have core box 2. Look at this. We have the riders. Look at this frog. Look at this frog character. And we have all these things. And each one, you match these people with the riders. The whole concept seems very appealing. It looks very, very cool. Look at this. Look at that guy. Does that not look compelling? If you would have started here, maybe we'd have had a conversation. But I didn't start here. Either way, that's Barbaric. Moving on to number 2. Number 2 is Ivion Season 2 Winter's Bite. This is
Season 1?
No. This is Ivion Season 2 Winter's Bite, although it is not an expansion, which is a fair question. It's not an expansion. It is a standalone series of games in which you're going to have these characters. You're going to be building out these characters. You can have these preset options. Basically, you have a class, and then you have Fallout class, and you mix them all together to make not really a deck building game, but kind of, imagine if you had Dominion, but you chose a class, a character, and all that, and you shuffle together, and that was your deck. So you kind of have
not really games like that before.
It's not really full deck building. It's deck construction based on certain aspects. And then you go head to head in a skirmish game that involves a lot of card play, involves an arena as you try to attack each other, slow them down. This is Season 2, introducing new sets of cards. I believe there were 3 new sets of them. You can get Season 1 as well. Each set consisting of 2 characters back and forth, and you can have a 2-player set, or you can have multiple, so why not?
I don't know. I'm just not feeling it.
Even Season 2, I mean, again, in general, the reason they're here is because I'm interested in them, but you are correct that I did not back this one.
Oh, it has a neoprene mat. How exciting.
I don't care for neoprene mats. I love them. I just don't love the storage of them. But overall, even Season 2 is one that there are a whole bunch of back and forth characters, and my big problem is I find games in this genre of having to learn the nuance of characters back and forth. I find those very often favor the people who play them the most, which is why I tend to have fewer of those in my collection.
Except for that one game that I can't remember what it's called.
Radlands.
No.
The other one.
Yep.
What's the other one?
It was behind us for a long
What involved? What?
Animals and monuments, and not monuments in the way you're thinking.
In the way you're thinking.
Yes.
Animals.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about in the slightest.
I can't remember the name right now.
Was it card based?
Yes.
Did I play it with you?
Yes.
What
did I win each time? Yes. Almost.
Monuments?
Yeah, not really monuments. It had pillars. And
I have so little
I'm explaining this very
so
badly.
little here. We're going to move on to the next one.
so badly.
The next one is Guns or Treasure. Guns or Treasure is a speedy game of bluffing and buccaneering for the pirate captain and all of us. Let's pause the video. Don't start the video.
Oh my god, it was so loud.
That's what I meant when I said pause the video. I didn't want to start the video.
Why is your volume so high?
Guns or Treasure. Guns or Treasure, a speedy game of bluffing and buccaneering, where you're going to go ahead and be placing cards face down, trying to bluff what degree of treasure. Ignore the screaming child in the background. You can have a bunch of treasure going on.
Oh, look at the cute monkey!
You seriously try to convince me with monkeys?
It has a banana.
It does have a banana. Yeah, it's a little fast-paced, lighter game, more accessible, a bluffing game of pirate and treasure from the creators of Rescuing Robin Hood, if I recall correctly.
I think you did back this one.
I did not back this one, no.
It's a bluffing game. You like bluffing games.
I do like bluffing games. This one looked far too light
so
for
cute.
me. It looked like the kind of bluffing. There's two kinds of bluffing. There's bluffing where you have a large degree of being able to deal with the tells of the situation, of being able to read the situation based on a variety of criteria. And then there's bluffing where you're kind of guessing. Now, this one, I haven't played this one, so it's all instinctively. This one kind of looked like it fell into the more mass market category of just generic light guessing, as opposed to a heavy degree of like, ooh, this is like lots of advanced strategy. And again, I mean, don't get me wrong, when I play Sheriff of Nottingham
I was going to say, like...
Advanced strategy is not the right terminology. Yeah. But this looked more mass market and general appeal. So far for 0 for 3. 7 games, but now down to 17 left. And then we go to Nanolith Cyberpunk RPG board game.
No.
I mean, you're right, but that's obnoxious. Why?
RPG.
It's not an RPG.
You literally said RPG!
No, RPG board game. That's a TTRPG. Tabletop role-playing game. TTRPG is a whole different category of games in which you are basically, it's more of a board game with RPG elements. Games like Gloomhaven, games like Mage Knight, games that I very much do love and enjoy. You happen to be right, but obnoxiously so.
Sorry.
Yeah, this is Nanolith. This is giving you a 50-60-hour campaign. This one looked very compelling. Lots of things as far as just generally going through that RPG experience.
Why do you
going
need
through
another 50-60-hour campaign? You haven't finished Gloomhaven or...
You can go on for like another 15, 20 times before you get to the end of that ore. There's lots of games we have not finished. Neither here nor there. But that is part of the shelf control aspect. Part of the control does come from the fact that this is more of a large game that I will not be able to table as frequently or as often as I like. That said, I definitely did want it and do want it and am interested and may pick it up one day. But for right now, I did hold on as far as shelf control. It looks very cool. Lots of aspects look very cool. I just think it would go on the shelf full of very cool games that I'm not actually playing.
See?
Moving on, we have Trailblazers, outdoor adventure game. Trailblazers is a game...
Didn't I play this?
No, you did not. Trailblazers is a game of... What did you play that looks like this? I'm trying to remember. I don't know what you played that looks like this.
Looks like that camp game.
Parks?
No.
Okay, the other one. Cool. Trailblazers is a game of laying down cards as you try to create these little trails. You can have these cards that all interact in different ways. A little Carcassonne adjacent in terms of the general genre. You have to try to create these loops and try to match up these things. Every player playing their own little board.
This is so cute.
As you try to take control of different areas. A fun little card laying game with a degree of travel friendly accessibility to it. Overall looked very fun, looked very compelling, and...
If you didn't back it, can I have it?
We can definitely late pledge this, because we'll have to late pledge this, because I did not back this one. Trailblazers is one, I want it. I absolutely want it.
It looks like something that I would like.
I plan on getting Trailblazers.
So then you should get it.
I do plan on getting Trailblazers.
So put it at the end.
Not necessarily, it depends. Because Trailblazers is one where the Kickstarter version of the game didn't seem like it had enough to justify it, and for retail, it'll be cheaper at retail.
Fine.
So I absolutely plan on getting Trailblazers. Not a question at all. Your instincts are correct. Just the Kickstarter version.
It just looks like a game that I would really like to play, and it looks something that's accessible for the children to play with their friends.
100%. Do not disagree with you. Trailblazers is absolutely a game that I plan on picking up. I just didn't back the Kickstarter.
See, it was even funded in 90 minutes.
Funded at... Ooh, you are so victim to marketing. Oh my gosh, you're so victim to Kickstarter marketing. Moving on to Uluk. So far we've backed none of these. We're still down to 0.
How many do I have left?
Yeah, I was looking at my own notes and I was like, 7 out of 20, not bad. And I started going through these and I was like, was it really 7 out of 20? Because like, too many of these in the beginning are not. But either way...
You didn't even put this in alphabetical order unless the last game is all Zombicide because we're at U. Did you not put it in alphabetical order this time? You mixed it up, didn't you?
I don't know.
Well, this is U.
Uluk.
See, this is a U.
Yeah, I know. I understand how alphabetical order works, but I may not have put it in alphabetical order this time. I'm so sorry. We started off with like the first one was what was the first one? It was
You deleted them all.
No, the first one over here was Barbaric, which makes sense as far as alphabetical order, but I don't know what happened. It may not be in alphabetical order. I apologize to those who are bothered by that. I'm sorry. Uluk, a beautifully illustrated Euro game of hunting, gathering, and cooking.
Ooh.
Yes, cooking. Ooh. Don't get overexcited about the cooking. It's a worker placement game.
Oh.
It's a worker placement game. We're going to place down your people in various areas. What?
They're cute, yeah.
They are cute. Are you so sold by cute things? I'm sold by cute things. The art looks beautiful. The game looks beautiful.
Sold by cute things.
You have these little monuments you're going to be putting on, the add-ons. It's basically worker placement. Think Stone Age, but like, not Stone Age.
It looks really cute. Please tell me you backed it.
I did not back it.
Why?
Absolutely not. Because it looked pretty. But who's to say it's good? It was like $80 for a game that looks like Stone Age. Guess what I got rid of? That costs $40. Stone Age. That's right. It does look pretty, and we can happily have a conversation about it when the reviews pour in about how amazingly excellent it is. The sad reality is that most games are good. Most games are not great. Most games are good, and this is $80 for a game that is good and would not hold its value in the slightest.
Cute.
If you want me to get it, I will get it, or we can wait to see if the reviews say it's good and get it. Up to you.
It's fine. I'm not
then
on
from there,
my game today.
moving on to Robomon, the tabletop adventure game. Robomon from Gabe Barrett. This one's over on GameFound, and Robomon is, let me see if I can okay on the cookie little notice there. Robomon, we all want cookies. Robomon is a Pokemon adjacent game for one to two players, an adventure game of exploring. I absolutely did not back it.
Why?
Why would I back it?
Because it's Pokemon adjacent, and our children love Pokemon.
I don't like Pokemon.
But our children do.
Who cares?
They like it.
This isn't Pokemon.
You just said Pokemon adjacent.
Adjacent. It's like veined in the general. I'm not gonna play this with them.
It's so cute.
I play games with my kids.
They would play it with each other.
I don't think they would. This is a much heavier game than the type of game they're looking for.
Fine.
And it's Pokemon adjacent. It's called Robomon. And
eventually I'm
going to
get to one that I'm right on.
Well, you were right on most of them, and then you started to get optimistic, especially as we counted further and further along. Robomon looks great. Looks great. Looks very compelling. Again, many games that look very compelling that I do not get. The question is, which ones did I get and why? And we have Almost Innocent. Almost Innocent. This one you've actually played.
I was going to say, I played this one.
Yes. And you almost liked it.
I liked it. Oh, wait a minute. Which game is this one? Oh, this is that one.
She did not love it.
I did not love it.
I liked it. She did not love it.
Who are you playing it with?
That's an excellent question. Did I back it?
No.
I did not back it.
Okay.
Now this one is a trick question as well, because this is one where it's from Colossus, and in general they do send me the game, so there's a decent chance I'll get it anyway, but I probably would not have backed it regardless of whether I do or don't get it. Like, I'll happily take it if they send it to me, but it's one that I overall enjoyed, but it's another deduction game in a vein full of deduction games, and games like Search for Planet X, or this one actually felt very similar to Paint the Roses.
Yeah, which I also didn't like.
Yes, you don't like these types of games.
No, there was one that I do like. I played two that I like.
Which are?
There's that medical one, Patient Zero.
Oh, you did like Patient Zero.
I loved Patient Zero.
You did, that's fair.
And there's that other one
yes.
where we each got cards and we took cards from the middle. And then we each had our own boards trying to figure out who did what where and when. And we had our board and it was all secretive. And then you got things like I solved, like, he killed her at the bench in the park at like 5:30.
I'm pretty sure it's a good description, but I got nothing.
It's a game!
It is a game. Yep, but that is Almost Innocent. Did not back this one. Was still so far backing absolutely zero of these games. Moving on to Kinfire Chronicles Night's Fall. This is another RPG, which means TTRPG.
What games did you look at like this?
A lot. They're all compelling. They're all the genre I like. This is Kinfire. This one is a 45 to 60 minute sessions, all packed down into nicely little.
Look at that nice.
Yeah, beautiful illustration.
So
meant to be very easy to pull out. Meant to be accessible. Start playing in just 15 minutes is the tagline. But you're gonna have the characters. You're gonna have the RPG elements. You're gonna be going on adventures across these small box full of like all the stuff.
Just how expensive is this game?
This game was roughly that's not that expensive. Whoa, where are the prices? I think it was 100, 99 or 175 depending on what you got your hands on. But yeah, this is going to be, giving you a lot of journeying and adventuring in another small box game and accessible little packets of adventuring.
I don't think we backed it.
I did not back it. Again, see previous comments about the fact that generally these games, I usually back them if I've played them. I'm usually less likely to back them if I haven't played them. It's easy to get tempted by things you know are good because you've actually touched it. This needs to be refreshed because the page over here is not well prepped over here. This one is a backup game. This is over Fugitive as well. This is Fugitive and Run from Fowers Games. This is a 2-player set of 2 different games. Fugitive is a 2-player card game which you're playing cards as you hunt each other down, and Run is a game where one player is in a helicopter piloting around a city as the other player tries to escape from rooftop to rooftop.
So I'm having a difficult time because we have a game that's just like this that you love to play.
Yes, be more specific.
Megamind something.
Megamind is a different guess. I'm pretty sure it's an evil villain. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an evil villain from Mega City.
No,
like
there was one that you played. It's something
I do
with
like
an M.
Megamind,
No,
but none of this.
with an M. You played it.
Mythic Mischief?
You played it with No, that's a company.
No, it's not. That's
It's a
ID
game?
Games is a company. Mythic Mischief's a game.
No, you played it with Ricky. You played it with Akiva.
Mind Management.
See? Told you had an M.
Mythic Mischief, Mind Management, the double M's. Mechs and Minions, Merchants and Marauders.
There really are a lot of M's.
Double M's for the win. Anyways, yes, so what's your point? What's your guess, I mean?
I'm very torn. What game number is this?
I don't even know. 8, 7, something like that.
Nah, we gone through more games than that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are there only 20 games tonight? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, there's 20 games. This is number 10. We're halfway through. I haven't backed any.
How much is it?
It was like $50, something like that. For both, if I recall correctly.
I think you backed it.
Did not back it. I've played Fugitive. I liked Fugitive, but I got rid of Fugitive. I liked it. It was a good game. Very, very solid game. And I got rid of that one. And then Run was the new version. Run was the new game over here. And while I am interested in Run and would love to try it out, I wasn't going to pay for the smaller box game over on BackKit. It was like just the main deal or appeal of getting this was the $50 deal for both of them, where you basically save $8, which is an additional chunk of change on top of the shipping and all that stuff. Interested in Run. Fugitive is good, but one that I did not keep, and that is this one, which I passed on. Which means we're on to the next campaign, which is Rivet Wars Reloaded.
So here's the problem.
Yes, what's the problem?
We own everything that has to do with Rivet Wars.
We own all the original stuff, yes, and a lot of this is reprint stuff, absolutely. But there's new stuff too.
And the kids really like Rivet Wars.
Yeah, but do they play it?
They do with their friends. Toppy does.
Yeah, and you think I need to buy more miniatures from the giant bucket full of miniatures?
No, please, no, we're good.
Okay.
I cleaned the room today. Please don't. I'm gonna say no.
I was totally messing with you. I was toying with you so well there. I thought it was too obvious. Yes, I absolutely backed with Rivet Wars. The reason I backed Rivet Wars, though, is not for the kids. If it's just for the kids, they could have the miniatures they have ready. The reason I backed Rivet Wars is because this has a solo campaign on top of one of the new things.
You didn't mention that.
This is Steamforge Games, who are that's like a London company. One of the things that they made a bunch of changes to Rivet Wars, including new content, new factions, some streamlined rules. But one of the big changes they have is they have a campaign as well as a solo mode, and that makes it more likely that I'll sit down and actually table it, which is why I backed it. You should have
said there was a solo mode.
That would give it away.
Yes.
That'd be unnecessary. You have to ask questions, nice.
Fine.
Then we have Legacy of You, which has a solo mode. Legacy of You, which has a solo mode. This is coming to you from Garpil Games, and this is specifically a solo game. It doesn't have a solo mode. It is a solo game as you try to defend against the whole bunch of things bad that are happening to you. You have the river slowly flooding the town. You have a whole bunch of invaders coming your way, and you have to try to manage your cars as you play them out, trying to stem the flow of the river and hold back all the baddies and manage your resources in this solo puzzle campaign game. It's a campaign game too, like 8 games and like that.
So when it says Hadrian's Wall New Fates promo,
this is from the same people who did Hadrian's Wall. Dun 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 dun.
I don't think you backed it.
I backed it. Legacy, I mean, you have to realize at this point we're down to like 9 games and 6 that I backed.
This is the problem.
So I normally wouldn't back this one. This is from Garpil Games, and generally their games are cheaper at retail. But I was interested enough in this one, and honestly, Garpil Games, I've never really backed their games. I'm always like, cheaper at retail. And this time I was like, you know what, I'll give them the extra few bucks because I always give them a hard time, and I respect the fact that they do not do any FOMO practices. They're very straight. Here's our price. Here's the thing. No extras. No whatever. You get it if you want to support us. Don't wait. No rush. Whatever works for you. And so I was like, finally, like, after many campaigns, this is one I'm interested in enough that I'll take the risk. Solo game, but solo, and like, again, I think it's like 8 games is the campaign, which is manageable, but that's
so
Legacy of You. Moving on, we have Weimar, The Fight for Democracy. Weimar, The Fight for Democracy is from the creator of Watergate. Okay.
I was going to say...
Matthias Kramer, the creator of Watergate. This is a 4-player game, not a 1 to 4-player game, not a 2 to 4-player game, not a 3 to 4-player game. It is a 4-player game that plays in 360 minutes. It's going to be a tight back and forth as you manage different asymmetrical sides in this game that is basically from the creator of Watergate with it's a card-driven game as well, so it's going to have that same card management aspect. But this is a...
Who are you playing it with?
Excellent question. 4 players? You don't think I can get my hands on 4 players?
In the same city?
Yeah. What's the problem with that? Half my collection would be gone if I couldn't play with 4 players.
Fair enough. I think you backed it. This is very...
Did not back it.
Nah!
Absolutely interested in this one. I mean, Weimar, from the same...
Clearly.
Creator of Watergate, and this the general nuance of what's going on here. But it's 6 hours. 360 minutes. It's a 6-hour game. It's not the 4 players that's the problem. It's a 6-hour game.
I fail to see how that is a problem.
That's what the box says.
I fail to see how that's a problem.
Yeah, until I play Twilight Imperium, this is not happening.
You know what this is like?
What's this like?
This is like when people are like, would you want to sit down and watch a 6-hour movie? And you're like, no. And Netflix goes, what if I separated into 10 episodes?
Excellent.
And you're like, yes.
Yes, that would be the solo campaign game right before it that I did
that.
that.
You play games for like
Legacy
9 hours straight.
When? Where?
At night?
Well, when I go to conventions, and they probably will have Weimar at conventions, they can go ahead and handle this.
I'm just saying, it's not like you can't tell me that you haven't spent 6 hours straight playing a game.
I don't generally play 6-hour-long games. Don't generally. But again, if you split it up into 8 episodes like Legacy of You did, then absolutely, I agree with you. This is Keyforge, Winds of Exchange from Ghost Galaxy. This is a card-driven game. What?
There a box?
Is there a box? The box somewhere. Here we go. Nope, that's not the box. Nope. More cards, more stuff. There's more tokens, more things. There's the boxes. Keyforge. Lots of cards. This is a 2-player game, which you have these programmatically developed decks that you're going to be toying back and forth with as you try to come up with it. Well, you try to use your decks. Programmatically developed. Yes, every deck is completely unique. If you buy the deck in the store, it's completely unique than any deck that has ever existed.
That's really cool.
Yeah, the concept's very cool. You have all these decks. It's a continuation of a series.
Look at this stuffy!
I'll tell you this much. Whether or not I backed it, I did not get the $420 level to get the stuffy.
Whatever happened to that game that you ordered that did come with stuffies?
Excellent question. Not here yet. Anyways, that was for the kids, though.
This Look how cute it is.
Very cute. Very cute. 2-player head-to-head game. Lots of cards. Lots of decks. Programmatically developed stuff. Keyforge, Winds of Exchange. I backed it. Keyforge, Winds of Exchange. I went ahead and backed this one. I should not have backed this, to be very clear. But I was tempted enough, and there were a bunch of interesting aspects to it. I wanted to try the Keyforge system. I actually grabbed a few other Keyforge of the original Keyforge systems. I have not actually played them yet. Cool. But yeah, definitely interested. You are. Your first 5 games.
I'm so off.
Merchant's Cove Mastercraft. Did not back this one.
Game.
I do. Merchant's Cove Mastercraft. This is a game that I do have, and this is a game that I do like. All those things are true, and this is a game that so far the other people in the game group who have played this have thought it was good, but not a game they'd request.
Then why is it still here?
Because I like it. And so I like it enough that I do debate whether it's going. I do debate. I don't know if or when, but right now I still hold on to it in the hopes that it'll get played. It doesn't need to be played at 4 players, which is nice, even though it does play 4 players. It's one that I think I've debated even playing the solo mode, because I believe Mike Delicia from the Dice Tower has talked about the solo mode being good.
Look, it's all rainbow.
Maybe I'll late pledge it. Maybe I'll start playing the game solo. That's our child upstairs yelling through the gate. This is one that I believe I might try the solo mode, and if I like the solo mode, maybe I'll keep it, maybe I'll hold on to it. The game itself, I really liked it. It just doesn't see the table, and so I'm not yet willing to get rid of it, but I did have enough self-control to not back more content for the game. What are you doing?
I'm trying to press
don't
it's so...
Okay, there we go. This problem with having 20 tabs.
Forsaken!
This
one you backed!
No, I did not. Yeah, of course I backed it. I did back it. Okay, just to mess with you. Forsaken is one that I did back. This is a sandbox adventure game from Game Chase, from Game Chase Labs, more specifically. This one is designed by Travis Chance and Michael something else. I apologize, Michael. I don't remember your exact name as far as your last name. It's Michael M. It's another double M, like Mythic Mischief, I think. Where's the name? Show me your name, Michael. Where is it? Jeez. Either way, Forsaken. Forsaken is a sandbox adventure game, which you have as a solo mode, which I have not played, and it has a whole bunch of head-to-head. I particularly enjoyed this one at 2-player the most. I find that it was the most enjoyable experience. Doesn't say the name. I know. I know you're looking. I looked already. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Okay.
It's okay. It's somewhere on the page, probably, maybe, I don't know. Either way, but really like this one. This is a sandbox adventure game from Game Chase Labs. Lots of content, lots of adventure, lots of exploration. Overall, really enjoyed this one.
I'm so happy for you.
Moving on to the next one, which is Quodd Heroes, 2nd edition. Quodd Heroes. This is Quodd Heroes, which I believe you've played.
I have.
Yes.
Played it.
Yes.
And it's...
What are you looking for?
The game.
Yeah, it's behind you. I moved it. Right behind you. Directly behind you.
Right there.
That's right there. This is the 2nd edition of the game.
And I like this game.
That's fair.
It hasn't seen the table in a very long time.
For you, maybe.
You can cue Jeopardy musical, I think.
Dun 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 dun. Painted miniatures. They now have painted minis that come with it. Painted quads.
So cute.
Painted quads.
Look how cute it is.
It's adorable.
How many have you backed so far?
I don't remember. 2, maybe 3.
You backed it.
I backed it. I love Quodd Heroes. Quodd Heroes is a game that, like Merchant's Cove, I doesn't see the play table as often.
See?
Unlike Merchant's Cove, I can play this one solo. I can play this one cooperatively with 2 players very easily.
Play with you.
It's a solid game, and every time I play Quodd Heroes, I'm reminded just how much I like it. So I don't play it a lot. It will not see a lot of play, but I absolutely adore this game. Yeah, definitely back this one. That's Quodd Heroes. Moving on to the Fox Experiment. Fox Experiment from Pandasaurus Games is a roll and write game as you try to breed foxes. It's a roll and write with a giant board, lots of complexity going on here as you try to breed foxes into further and further iterations upon development. As you breed foxes, you combine their traits, those go into the next foxes, you mark them on the cards, you breed more foxes, combine those traits. It's a breeding game and a fox game and a roll and write game, all based on the actual Fox Experiment, which is realistically true and all that stuff. Dun 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 dun.
You sped up the Jeopardy music. Jeopardy music is slow. You backed it?
I backed it.
Yeah, because it's a roll and write, and I like roll
Arguably, I shouldn't have, because the retail will be cheaper, but the extras were nice, and so I did reluctantly go ahead and get the Fox Experiment. I'm intrigued. I hope it's good. I was actually talking to Tom Vassell from Dice Tower, and he at WSBG, and he said like this is a really solid game for them. So we'll see. But either way, Fox Experiment. Then we have Dune War for Arrakis.
Yes.
Yes. Why'd you say yes?
Because it's Dune.
And because it's CMON. Dune War for Arrakis.
Oh,
a CMON game. Yes, they made it.
That's cute.
This is a 2-player area control game. I played this one with Devin over on TTS. Really enjoyed this one. Also, for those watching, if you watch the gameplay, Devin won the gameplay. Also, someone just commented on the video, Devin cheated. When the sandworms attack, you remove them from the board, and he used those to attack me again and again and again. He absolutely cheated. Scumbag, filthy cheater that he is. That's Devin Talks Tabletop. I'll link to his channel down below. A little over the top?
A little bit.
It's okay. Anyways, scumbag, filthy cheater. Dirty little hobbitses, I don't like him. Anyways, that's Dune. Dune War for Arrakis. I absolutely backed it. It's a CMON game. It's a CMON game that I really enjoyed. It's a CMON game that may not see the table as often as I'd like. That's the big thing. Like, I feel this will go in the category as Rum and Bones, where it's a great game that I really like and I don't play that often. Down below you to the left. Yeah. Anyways, that leaves one more, and the best part is we lost track, so we don't even know what's left. I don't know the amount that...
Yes.
Did not back this one.
Why?
Because
I like this game.
It's Sagrada,
and?
which we don't play that much. And it's a legacy game. I plan on picking it up.
It's a legacy game, and it's a game that I like.
Yes.
So why didn't you back it?
I'll get it at retail.
Why?
This because the Kickstarter extras did not seem worth it. This is one where I am interested in the game, but I thought it'd be.
It's a coloring game.
It does have coloring. Not my favorite mechanic, except for cartographers. Love cartographers. I can get it. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get it. Sagrada Artisans. I did not back this one. Very interested in the game. There's a few here that I'm interested in that I'm happy to pick up later. And Sagrada Artisans is one of them. It looked interesting. I wasn't overly sold that it's going to be a better version of Sagrada. I was not sold on it. It didn't look that compelling. I just wasn't sold. I'm happy to get it. I'm happy to get it.
See?
Sounds like a plan. We'll get it. In any case, that is basically it. These are the games. If I could only back 3, which would they be?
Forsaken.
Okay.
Dune.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't remember all the names of the games you backed.
Alright, I don't either. I'm going through. It's going to be a pain, but let's go through them.
You didn't back until like halfway through.
I know. We have Uluk, and we have Robomon. We have Almost Innocent. No. We have this one, Fugitive. We have Rivet Wars, which I backed. We have Legacy of You, which I backed. We have the Winds of Exchange, Ghost Forge Galaxy, Winds of Exchange I backed. We have Forsaken. We have Quodd Heroes. We have Fox Experiment, Dune.
I'm going to say Quodd Heroes.
Those are exactly the 3, if I could only back 3. And if I could only back one of them, which would I back?
Yeah, Dune.
I did go back and forth on this one. I would take Forsaken out. Forsaken's really good. I don't know. See, even Forsaken, I kind of...
Quodd Heroes you can play by yourself, though.
Quodd Heroes, I already have the original, though. So the problem is it worth... If I could only back one, the original, I think, would hold up just fine. Oh my gosh, this is actually harder. I had originally chosen Quodd Heroes, and because Quodd Heroes I think is the favorite and the one that I like the most. But then I took Quodd Heroes off because of the fact that I have the original, so I don't need, if I can only back one, I don't need to get new stuff. Then I went to Dune War for Arrakis, knowing it's not going to get tabled that often, but it's a really good game. But Forsaken's also a really good game. And Forsaken I think is more different than Dune for me. I think I'm going to shift it to Forsaken. Understand that I was going to pick Dune, but I think I'm going to shift it to Forsaken if I could only back one.
So I was right.
What did you say?
Dune.
No, Forsaken. I think you were right. Past tense. Now you're wrong.
But when I guessed, I was right.
Yes. I think I'm going to pick Forsaken. If I can only back one, I think I'm picking Forsaken. They're all really good games in different ways. Quodd Heroes is my favorite of the 3, to be very clear. But I have the original, so that biases the answer against it a bit.
Why was September so bad?
September was 7 games, which is higher than the previous months where I had like 3 and 4. September is more than double the past like 3 or 4 months where I've been reining in my backing habits and having more self-control. Self-control. These are games that I like, absolutely, and I'm happy to have them. And I'll have more in October because more campaigns end in October, and I have not finished backing stuff just yet. Then we'll get into a nice little dry spell shortly, because towards the end of the year we do see a dry spell over on Kickstarter and GameFound and BackKit and all that stuff. In any case, that has been it. That has been the games we backed. 7 games, 3 narrowed down if I pick those 3. And honestly, by the way, I don't even think the other ones are that hard to eliminate. Legacy of You, I probably should have gotten at retail anyway, so that's not an issue. Fox Experiment probably should have gotten at retail. The Winds of Exchange, the Keyforge, shouldn't have gotten that at all, honestly. That was a moment of weakness. And then Rivet Wars Reloaded. Interested, like the game a lot, don't know, is it worth it for just the solo campaign? I have other games I'm not playing anyway. Like, I mean, I eliminated many games that have solo campaigns because I have too many anyways. But Rivet Wars, I know I like it, so I gave myself that leeway. But doesn't mean, just because I know I like it doesn't mean it's getting played. So, yeah, I think Dune, Forsaken, and Quodd Heroes are an easy 3 to select from this past month, with which one being the one is the apparently harder choice. In any case, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe.
I'm Rena.
And I hope you have a good one.